and especially with showing off technology, where Will O'Neill and his AOTS Hardware segment was kind of like once, twice a week. Now it's like 3 to 4 times a week that you'll see the guy, and they're using Olivia, who, by the way, has really come along and has been able to fill in, or not fill in. I mean, she's grown into the role they've given her of this, the tech goddess. Which, that's the other aspect about G4 is that they have these new commercials out, which are just, they're just so funny and interesting. Saying like, yeah, this is what G4 is like. It's just butt-beaming robot, a tech goddess, but army of ogres, that do your bidding. It's all this fascinating stuff. And yeah, it really, yeah, the descriptions, as wild as they are, yeah, they fit. It's pretty good. They also were big, fans and supporters of Justin TV when it started out. It was a shame I wasn't able to find Justin and have him link up with Will O'Neill at Maker Faire. Because the other aspect about Justin is that he, it's amazing. He's been interviewed by morning shows, different programs here and there, but still the number of people that know about him is still very small. He gets on average between about 100 to 300 viewers at any one time, and it's about 1,000 viewers at the most during the day. And it's just we're walking around Maker Faire talking to people who they know about internet stuff, and just not familiar with it. So it's surprising. So that's why I just wanted to help out in terms of the advertising. So I've been posting videos of Justin TV on YouTube, Break, and Rever. And I should probably try posting one on MySpace as well. But in terms of a job at G4, I just kind of started out with that intention that I wanted to get a job at G4, and with that in mind, it's nobody's going to hire you unless you have skills. So you have to, either develop the skills or demonstrate your skills. So I thought, well, okay, I'll try that, and started getting into the video editing and recording. And I don't know, how effective I am at it, but at least I'm trying, and it gives me something to do, and ultimately it's something I put on my resume, or that I tell the employer when I go apply for a job. That hey, look, I got a couple hundred videos now up on YouTube, which shows how I can dedicate myself to a project and keep doing that. The question of why I would like to work at G4 keeps coming up, and it just really seems that the only two ways you can get it is you got to be a good friend with somebody there and living in the area, or become an intern, and just kind of put your own bill while you're doing it. But in the long run, that pays off because you end up making yourself part of the team. And so when you're no longer being an intern, it's like, okay, well, I can leave, but then you have to replace and train somebody to fill my spot, or you can just hire me. So you get that aspect. That's interesting how that's also kind of what you see with video game companies. When I was talking, I emailed around and talked to somebody that you join a video game company. You have to join the company, at the lower level, and just kind of work your way up. And I think in particular, I meant just kind of not so much doing grunt work, but you actually have to have a skill beyond a neat idea for a video game. So either that or just be a big name. So I guess I got to work on developing the name aspect. Now, in hanging out with Justin TV, I'm not trying to get a job with them, because I got a job, and it's an hour away, so there's only limited things I can do. But I would like to participate, where possible, and I don't want to impose, but I figured there's a lot of dead air that comes with live casting. So if possible, I'll just try to be a personality, somebody to interact with and talk, and just start telling stories, and which is really interesting to me, considering how when I started this job. What do? I started telling all these stories about stuff I'd done in the past. Why? I don't know, but this way it works out. And that's kind of funny how years ago, while I was in the Army, I went to my second training site, and this guy who had been in the Army about 10 years, he was like an airborne infantry sergeant, so an E5 position, and he said, I've been in the Army like 10 years. You've been in the Army a year, and you got more stories than me. I always thought it was interesting that he would mention that. And it's not so much that I had stories, but it's really because I paid a lot of attention to stuff. I paid attention to what was going on around me, and I listened to what people said and what happened around me. And when I share stories, I do it for the benefit of those around me. Little life lessons and advice, and just anecdotal things to say, there's this and there's that. And with Justin TV, one of the complaints is that that from the fans, people that watch, is that they're dirty, they're never on time, they're disorganized. And a while ago, when Justin got started, I was bugging him about, hey, you want to hire me? I'll work with you guys and help you out. I'll sleep on the couch and clean up and keep you guys on time and be your secretary basically. And they actually were fairly interested in that idea, but then again, there would have been one more guy in a 2-bedroom apartment that already had 4 guys in it. So, but since then they've expanded and they've added two more people. So getting back to the job at G4, what I'm talking about is exactly that you have to develop a skill, or you have to develop a thing that works, or a thing that fills into a niche, and that can be used by other people. So in terms of Justin TV, each person there works. They all have a role, and they're all effective in their role, and it helps that they're friends and that they work together and don't undermine each other. And it's also that aspect that they have to work as a group, because if there's dissonance in the group, it's going to ruin the whole thing. It'll knock everything down, and it doesn't help Justin either. So what I'm hoping is wherever life takes me, whatever happens, as long as I am adding to my resume, developing skills, life lesson for all of you, by the way, all that's going to happen is that my worth and my value is going to grow. That's what you see happen with Justin TV. That's what's going to happen to anybody that works at G4 or wants to work at G4. That you have to just develop yourself and become marketable. You have to make yourself worthy or more worthwhile. And then people they'll want you and they'll use you because you'll be able to provide what they need, or what they can gain off of, you can say. Now, one of the interesting things about the Attack of the Show is that they've been starting this thing called the feedback loop, which is where they get their fans into a panel discussion and ask them different questions. It doesn't always work out, but there's a couple guys, particularly Captain Smee, and there's one guy named Scott from Las Vegas, who they take it serious. They do research on the topics that are going to be discussed, and I'm fairly certain that's what they do. Better than just smart about what's going on, and so they know what's going on. What's funny is that a lot of people are saying, Sky, how come you're not in there? How come you're not involved? And I'm like, well, they didn't ask me, And it's like, well, because they're saying, send in intelligent emails, and I think I sent in intelligent emails, and when I went to Japan, I kept asking them questions about the government and and what people thought about video games technology over there and stuff. But at the same time, well,